Ladies and gentlemen, it is here. Playoffs for the NBA. The 2025-2026 season is over. The playing games have just ended. Well, currently, right now, as of this recording, the Suns and Warriors are still playing, but we'll get into them in a few minutes, I want to say. But the playoffs are here. Most exciting time. First round. Let's see if there's any upsets or any easy routes to getting to the second round. But it's always a crazy time in the playoffs. We already had amazing playing games, which were very entertaining and must-see TV. Probably the best things that we actually have in today's game. The playing game, I think it's a great touch for the NBA right now, and it's really been proven essential. But anyways, let's predict the first round of the 2025-2026 NBA playoffs. Let's roll into today's episode.
Touch that tram, mama said pray then push. Pop said grind on wish. Coach said line up run. Whole life drawn up off that pitch. Court chalk on my socks. Bus patch in my sock too. Lunch card in my pocket. Pocket dreams that I walk through. Crossover on the clear lane. Try to cross over my fear same. Every brick that I threw up built the backbone of my name.
We run the floor. We run the floor. We don't back down. We don't back down. Every fall that we felt, put the strength in us now. Heads to the sky. Heads to the sky. Voices in one sound.
Quick disclaimer, I just want to apologize if the audio sounds crazy today. I truly do apologize, yo. But we're going to work with it. So first up, let's get into the Eastern Conference first round. First up, the Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers. I ain't gonna lie, even though Philly, they claimed the 7th seed, and they weren't, they were kind of mid, but at the same time, they weren't that bad. They were probably the best 7th seed you could watch. VJ Edgecombe, as a rookie, he's been doing his thing. He knows how to play basketball. He knows what to do. You know what I'm saying? But, obviously going into these playoffs, who has the reputation of being injured, that's Joel Embiid, obviously. And yet, to make matters worse, he's already going to be out for game 1 against the Celtics. Nice work, bro. Every single time. We always say this, y'all. Every single playoff run, Joel Embiid is never available. And even if he is available, he chokes every time. I don't know when he's going to get behind this entire reputation of what we need you to do in the playoffs. You have points where, people get injured during the game. You know what I'm saying? It happens to everybody. But can you just realize how many times this happened to this guy? It's year after year after year. Ever since that Kawhi Leonard game winner over him, he's never been the same. You guys, I got the Boston Celtics to beat Philly in the first round. VJ Edgecombe, I want to apologize to you, okay? Look, I love you. You are honestly one of the best rookies, one of the most underrated rookies, in my opinion. He's averaging 16, 5, and 4. But when you're going against the Boston Celtics, what can you really do? Many people thought Boston wasn't going to be good this year because of the absence of Jason Tatum. But that boy Jaylen Brown has been doing his thing. He's been putting the team on his back. They got a center now, Vucevic. Jason Tatum is back. Even though, yes, he's having a little bit of injury. He could have a little bit of injury issues. It depends. Because, really when you're on a torn Achilles and you have to, go out and, play at the highest level, a little tough because I felt like he came back pretty quick. You know what I'm saying? But if he's ready to go, he's ready to go. He could miss games, but you still got Jaylen Brown on the court who's going to give it his all, and he's not going to give up. So in this series, I got the Boston Celtics in 6. Next up, the New York Knicks and the Atlanta Hawks. Last time we seen this first round series between these two teams was 2021 when Trae Young was on the squad with Clint Capella. At the time, the Knicks were still trying to put it together because, they did still have D Rose. He was doing a pretty good job, but, he was old at the time. And, we did have a Julius Randle. We did still have Mitch Robinson, but, the Knicks didn't really have it in them. And then we lost in 5 games. But this time, it's going to be different around. We got Jalen Brunson on the floor. We got Karl Anthony Towns on the floor. We got Josh Hart. We got Jose Alvarado, Mitchell Robinson still. And OG, hopefully he doesn't get injured. Because, he has been dealing with ankle injuries. If you've seen last video I talked about, You are missing a couple of players, but they will be back for the playoff run. And OG, McBride, maybe. Not really too worried about. And also Mitchell Robinson. But also you got to remember, if you're Mike Brown, you need to play OG and Mitchell Robinson. You need to give them the most important minutes of your life and know when to take them out the game. Do not run them to death if they're injury prone. Please do not do that. So Mike Brown, we're going to count on you, because I've been hearing a lot lately about, hey, if the Knicks don't make it far in the playoffs, then your job is going to be in jeopardy, because we hired you for a reason. Offensive strategy and defense strategy. Throughout this year, it really hasn't been looking too much different than what Tom Thibodeau kind of provided. This is what Knicks fans have been waiting for, another playoff route. And the Knicks have been making the playoffs since 2023. When all the struggles we went through in the 2010s, it was great that the Knicks are back. But look, I'm going to just tell you guys right now, to all New York Knicks fans, this is not going to be a walk in the park at all. So don't look at this series as, oh yeah, it's Atlanta, we're not worried about them. You know what I'm saying? La, la, la. I'll tell you guys right now, it's not going to be easy already. Because yes, even though Atlanta was struggling in the beginning of the year, but they upgraded. They got Kuminga now. They got Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who's been improving. Jalen Johnson, the new face of the Atlanta Hawks. And CJ McCollum, even though he's not that bad, they still got a squad. And they almost beat us that one time. I'm telling you guys, y'all, the Knicks fans, we're lucky that shot from CJ McCollum did not count. Kuminga, you know he had to get out of Golden State, and now he's providing what he could provide. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, like I said, most improved player that I've ever seen. Like, talk about this year, my boy's averaging 20.8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting 45% from field goal. Not horrible. Improving too, bro. And Jalen Johnson, averaging 22 a game. Yeah, y'all Knicks fans, y'all need to neutralize him, because he's going to be an issue, 100%. But as a Knicks fan, I cannot put down my New York Knicks. I got the New York Knicks winning this in 6. Let's do it, Knicks. Don't disappoint. Next up, the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Toronto Raptors. Now, at first I thought the Knicks were going to face the Raptors, but Raptors were lucky enough to make the 5th seed. Look, y'all, we all seen Toronto. They've been hooping. But the way that the Cavs have really pushed themselves this year, and they upgraded, adding James Harden to their lineup, it's going to be great for them in the first round. He always performs, and now that he has D. Mitch with him, he'll be good. The Raptors, they could play. They could play their hearts out. The only thing that's limiting the Raptors right now is injuries. Injuries like Emmanuel Quickley, injuries like RJ Barrett. 2 great players on the team. So when they're injured and not available, you do have to rely on Brandon Ingram, which Brandon Ingram has not been horrible this year. Scotty Barnes as well. I think the Cavs are more experienced to get out of the first round, and I think they're going to beat Toronto in the first round. D. Mitch, a lot of people say that he's cursed, and he can't make it to the conference finals. But I think he'll make it out alive. But also, you need to remember, James Harden as well. James Harden, what he loves to do in the playoffs, that step back 3, like 50-50 chance is not going to work at all. Because he does that a lot in the playoffs. It really doesn't work. But given the fact that the Cavs did upgrade, I do have the Cleveland Cavaliers beating the Toronto Raptors to make the second round. Don't disappoint. Get out of the first round. James Harden, do not be a legendary playoff choker. Provide, score, don't choke. You choke, the Cleveland Cavaliers die. But Cleveland Cavaliers in 6. And the last one for the Eastern Conference is the Detroit Pistons and the Orlando Magic. Now, I ain't gonna lie, the Magic, they are underrated. They have stiff defense too. Paolo Banchero. They've been known for having a stiff defense for a while now. And with this, entire matchup with Detroit, if you look back at their regular season games, they did split the matchups between Orlando beat Detroit 2 times this year and Detroit beat the Magic 2 times this year. But you got to realize also one of the games was without Cade Cunningham, and that was the most recent game they played. Now, from watching Cade and seeing what he's been doing this year, he's going to come into this playoffs, create violence, and nobody's going to stop him. I know he's been dealing also with a collapsed lung, and that also gave people anxiety because I don't think a lot of people felt like he was going to come back and he was going to miss a majority of the time. But the first time he came back, my boy just went on a rampage. Like, it was just nothing. But give me Detroit. They are the top contender right now of the Eastern Conference, in my opinion. You know, and I don't think they're afraid of the Magic at all. They have better defense and they got better offense. Because, you know, Kate Cunningham, he's going to do his thing. Jalen Duren, very underrated. He's going to do his thing. He's averaging 19 points this year. Also, the other Thompson twin, Asar Thompson, he can play defense. And that's the thing with Detroit. They're known to play defense. But also, if you're Detroit, you don't want to stress this enough because, you know, they are known for turning up the intensity. And, you know, they got into a lot of fights this year. You know what I'm saying? Right, particularly Beef Stew. So, Beef Stew, you are the biggest presence in terms of the defense. So do not pull a 2016 Draymond Green and get suspended a game, you know, for doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, there are some games where he does get out of control. So you need Beef Stew to be 100% and just to be on the floor. You can count on him. But if he's going to be out for a game because of tentacles and fighting, then they can say goodbye. Pretty much. Even though they technically don't need him too much, it's still great to have his presence on the floor. That's all for the Eastern Conference. Let's get into the Western Conference. First up, we got the San Antonio Spurs and the Portland Trailblazers. Now, before I get into this series, I just want to apologize to Deni Avdija. Because if you've seen my predictions for the play-in tournament short, I really did underestimate him. Now, I talked about how the Suns, you know, the real threat of the Western Conference was going to blow by Portland, and that Deni Avdija was not moving me. Yeah, I was wrong, because he clearly heard what I said, and he woke up and he chose violence. I'm sorry, my boy. I'm so sorry. Won't happen again. Because I always felt like Deni Avdija's All-Star was a Make-A-Wish All-Star. But it may not seem like I'm respecting him, because I got the San Antonio Spurs winning this series, yo. I mean, like, do I really need to explain this one? I'm just going to be just watching the game like this. That's all I'm going to be doing. But San Antonio's winning this in 5. What the San Antonio Spurs prove to everybody is that they're not playing around this year. Shoot, they beat OKC like 4 times this year. But everybody healthy. You got defense. They are contenders. You know, Wemby wants this. You know what I'm saying? And who's really going to guard him, really? You think the Trailblazers got a chance against the San Antonio Spurs? Look, Deni Avdija, I'm sure you're going to have a great series. I'm going to give you that. But as a team whole, they're not beating the Spurs at all. Got San Antonio winning this in 5. They're going down 3-0 the moment they blink their face. Next up, probably one of the toughest series in the first round. The Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves. This game, I think out of all these games, this one is definitely going 7, 100%. And it's literally already a hard matchup. You got Jokic, the 3-time MVP, against playoff Anthony Edwards. Every single playoffs that you see Anthony Edwards in, he's been doing his thing. He made it to the conference finals 2 years in a row already. Last year, he shouldn't have made the conference finals. But you can't underestimate playoff Anthony Edwards. It's like playoff Jimmy Butler. That's the comparison. He turns up the intensity. He's in his youth. He's still young. And if you want to look at their matchups from this year, Denver did beat Minnesota 3 times out of the 4. So if you're a Minnesota fan and you really want them to win, you got to contain Jokic. You need to be able to neutralize him. And guess who I'm talking to? Rudy Gobert. I'm talking to you specifically, bro. If you don't neutralize Jokic, you're getting traded tomorrow morning. Now look, yo, he is a defensive player. He's won all these Defensive Player of the Year awards. But like I said before in one of my videos, if he gets on the wing and needs to guard people on the wing, he's screwed. You know good and damn well he can't guard. So Julius Randle or Naz Reid, you better guard Jokic on the perimeter, bro, if he decides to be out there. If Gobert goes to the wing and needs to guard Jokic, he's getting imperialized. Jokic, we all know he can shoot the long ball. He's been averaging 27 points this year. What's my prediction? So who's winning in my eyes? It's a hard decision. But at the end of the day, y'all, I got the Denver Nuggets. May sound like I'm hating, but what I just realized today is that Anthony Edwards, he's having knee soreness right now, is what I'm hearing. So, you know when people got knee soreness, it doesn't end well for them. So hopefully Anthony Edwards is stretching it out, because if it's not good For the playoffs, then he can say bye-bye in the first round. Next up, the Los Angeles Lakers and the Houston Rockets. Y'all, I'm sorry, but this is the Rockets easy, okay? Look, and it may sound like I'm hating because, you know, I don't really like the Lakers like that. And I'm sorry, Bron. But I think the Rockets are winning this because if you've seen my previous video, Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic, they're going to be out to start the playoffs. And even if they do come back, they could come back rusty. The Rockets are just going to jump on them. So given the fact that they're both out, you got to rely on LeBron. You got to rely on Ayton. You got to rely on Smart. You got to rely on Jackson Hayes, Rui Hachimura. So with all those guys, if you guys go down early, then you guys are done for. So I'm locking in the Houston Rockets. And Kevin Durant, you better not disappoint this early. The Rockets do have a team of demigods. You have KD, you have Amen Thompson, Jabari Parker, Reed Shepard, Sengun. You got so many tall guys on that lineup. So that's really going to help. LeBron needs help. He's 41 years old, pushing 50 years old. You know what I'm saying? He's not in his 2018 body where he can, you know, do everything by himself. He needs Luka. He needs Reeves. Only 41 years old and you're just going to leave him out there by himself. You got no vibes. The ball movement might be horrendous given the fact that Luka's been averaging like 8 assists a game. And Austin Reeves, he's been contributing to that good ball movement, which is the reason why y'all ball movement got way better than it was at the beginning of the year. Y'all ball movement is going to look crazy. And I'm not talking crazy in a good way. And Bron has to be the main scorer at 41 years old? Yo, my boy cannot catch a break, y'all. Yo, RDC World, where you at, bro? You about to make another LeBron James video in the locker room when the Lakers go down 3-1. It's not going to be good, yo. Not going to be good. This is probably going to be the angriest he's ever been. All right, y'all. Next team. It's been a few minutes later. And like I said, I was recording this as the Phoenix Suns and Golden State Warriors game was going on. And I'm disappointed in Golden State because I cannot believe they lost like that. The Suns have just eliminated the Warriors. And they will now face the #1 OKC after earning the 8th spot. Not an easy matchup, but in terms of experience, OKC got this one. You know, obviously we've seen game winners that happen with the Suns and OKC because they beat them 3-2 this year. But I still got OKC winning this. They're experienced. They know exactly how the game is played. Now, I always say the Suns are the real threat, and you heard me say this earlier in the video. The Suns are the real threat of the Western Conference because, you know, Booker is so underrated, and Dylan Brooks is doing his thing. And that's why. I think that's one of the reasons why people think that they're such a threat. Because people don't look at Devin Booker anymore because Ant-Man passed him up, and D. Mitch kind of passed him up a little bit as well in terms of his accolades and his winning. The Suns are a great team. I think they could beat the OKC could beat the Suns in 5 games, if we're being real. You got Shea, who's been having 40-point games and or farming, doing what he wants to do. But OKC, they got the number on this one. But anyways, you guys, that is my predictions for the 2025-2026 NBA playoffs for the first round. And comment down below y'all predictions. And my New York Knicks fans, get in the comments. Let me know who y'all got winning. Let me know if we can beat Atlanta. But anyways, y'all, that's all I got to say. Comment down below who y'all got winning. God is good. Jesus is king. And peace out. Have a good night.
Hello. Oh, what? Where's that coming? Good night, fam.
Yo, why was y'all scared me actually? I'm talking to myself so loud. Like, I'm like, oh my God.
Couldn't hear you. We could just see you going like.
Y'all funny. Bye, y'all.